recently was all the reshuffling of the lineup and all the short notice and all that. But now that it's all settled in, it's fight week. I feel like a lot of people are dialing in on this fight. Is it feeling like a big moment and a big fight for you?
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. I've said it, like, I'm doing stuff differently in this game. I'm undefeated, I'm 26 years of age, and I'm putting on a show every time I go out there. My striking skill set is unbelievable, and I feel like the more I compete, the more I fight, the more people are going to see just how good I am, and that's something that excites me.
This has not been a tense build-up, right? I mean, you've been quite kind of reserved. Was that by design, or was it just the way you were feeling at the time?
No, it was absolutely a conscious decision. I wanted to really strip back all of the kind of rushing feeling and really be present in the day, really be present with my family, my friends, my team. I played a lot of golf this time to just really take myself out of the hard work of training and that mental grind, because for me, if I want to be a champion, live that championship lifestyle. And that championship lifestyle isn't just grind. It's enjoy every day. It's enjoy the people you live with. It's enjoy the people you train and travel the world with. And I feel like I'm a better human when I have time to myself to be present, away from social media, go play some golf that I love and adore, and then I come back and I hit the ground running Monday morning, and I go away again on Friday night, and I play some more golf, because that makes me happy. And a happy me is a dangerous me.
Can you talk about the inspiration of the T-shirt? Is it worried about, putting out some bad karma, or is it manifesting things?
Have you seen every bit of merch I've ever released before any fight? It's always, I've won this fight, we're thinking about the next one. Look, it's the tally T, it's 15-0. This is meant to be me and Conor representing Ireland on the biggest stage. This is what I'm doing. I am representing my country on the biggest platform that I can possibly do it on. And I've already taken out MVP in my mind. I know how good I am. I know how elite I am. And it's just good time for me to go out there Saturday night and prove it.
I wouldn't say the MVP was here earlier talking trash, but he wasn't the most respectful about you as a person. Cool. Are you expecting antics, press conference, face-offs? Are you expecting things to get a little tense?
No. No. What's he going to do?
You're going to fight on Saturday either way, right?
That's the way I approach it. Regardless of what he says, regardless of what he does, Saturday night we get locked into an octagon together. So for me, like I said, being present, enjoying the moment, enjoying the fans at ceremonial weigh-ins, enjoying the fans at the press conference, and that energy that you can soak up and then use to go out there and reach a different level on Saturday night, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to put on a show.
Last thing for me, I know the ultimate goal is world champion, but what do you think this fight proves? What does it prove to people? And are you worried at all that you win this fight and people just go, that was just the Bellator guy. He was never that good to begin with? That's part of the reason why I'm not excited about this. Here's the way I've been putting it all week. Is MVP very talented? Absolutely. I don't think there's anyone that would say he isn't very talented at what he does. I respect his game and his skill set. You have to, otherwise you're being an idiot. Do I think I'm better than him? 100 million %. Like, I know I am. My intelligence, my IQ, everything that I do, I just know I'm better than him. But he's had one win in the UFC. One win in the UFC. He's ranked 13 in the world. He hasn't dominated in the UFC for so long. He has been built up by Bellator against people he was meant to beat. And he went out and beat them. He put on shows against people he was supposed to put on shows. That was a great business decision from him and Bellator to build his brand. But he's here now, and he's fighting someone 11 years younger. He's fighting someone who's faster, far more talent than he has ever been or ever will be. And I'm telling you, on Saturday night, the world is going to see just how fucking good I am.
Ian, going off that, kind of the Bellator side, he had said in here too that if this fight happened in Bellator, everyone would be saying he's fighting a can.
Mate, let's be real about that. He's fighting. If this was in Bellator, he'd be fighting a can. How so? Let's engage that. How so?
He didn't really elaborate. I mean, I'm sure he...
What he's trying to do is talk out of his fucking arse and make it that he's more elite than me. 7 wins in the UFC, 14-0 undefeated. I've beaten 3 ranked opponents. I am on my way to be a world champion. There's a reason why everyone's talking about me being one of the best prospects the sport's ever seen. MVP is coming to the UFC to try and legitimize his career at Bellator. I'm going to end that on Saturday night.
Do you think, because he says that, then like later on he'll be like, I actually think he has really good skills and like this thing and the other. So do you think he's maybe almost confused about how he feels about you?
No, I just think he doesn't know what he's... By the way, I want to say something. MVP is very well spoken. He's very well spoken. He is very well media trained. But I think he just doesn't know how good I am and then links everything. Because every person, when they say they fight me, I've told you this time and time again, he says, I'm not the level of the opponent I've faced before. He's going to knock me out. He's going to show me that he's going to take me to deep water. Everyone that's fought MVP is like, he's just a Bellator tick. He's just this. He's just that. The truth is you have to respect his skill set. I can respect him, but be so much better than him and prove that on Saturday night. And at the end of the day, we're getting locked in a cage together. I'm going to prove it myself. So whatever he has to say, whatever I have to say, means fuck all. Saturday night, I get my hand raised, and that's my job done.
Yeah, I guess kind of last thing that he referenced, he went on a little rant saying that you're a fake Conor McGregor. I'm sure you've heard that one before. Is that something you just feel that you're going to deal with for the entirety of your career? People are going to try to use that almost against you as a negative thing?
Let me word this right. Anyone saying that I am trying to be like Conor McGregor or I am trying to do something to be like Conor, I take that as a compliment. He's the greatest star the sport's ever seen. So if you're comparing me to him, it means I'm doing something right. Now, people are saying I want to be like him. I'm not trying to be like him in any way, shape, or form. Have I been inspired by him? Absolutely. How many people talked about Kobe Bryant trying to be like Michael Jordan? Kobe Bryant went out and made a legacy of his own. Kobe Bryant went out and made a legacy of his own in his own way, but having similar traits and styles to Jordan. I'm born and bred from Dublin, Ireland. Conor is born and bred from Dublin, Ireland. He talks the walk, he walks the walk and backs it up. I am the exact same. Conor has done everything he said he's going to do in his career. I have yet to prove what I have done and what I need to do. That's my job. So my job is to continue what I'm doing on my journey to destiny, on the goal that I have been set, the destiny that has been written for me. It's my goal to do it my way. And at the end of it, people are just going to say, wow, this kid was special and he did it his own way. And that's the only way I look at it.
Ian, over here. When you first broke into the UFC, obviously you were pretty vocal that you wanted to be on the Conor's return card, like wherever it was. You also wanted Colby. You were pretty vocal about that, and now Conor is not fighting and you're not getting Colby. Would you have chosen to fight on this card against MVP if, you know, Conor had pulled out like maybe far earlier, or was this date the date you wanted?
I wanted to fight around this time anyway. Would I have waited till August maybe if someone was available to fight? Potentially. But it was too big an opportunity to miss, to pass up on, to potentially fight on the same card as Conor, regardless of who the opponent was. I've made it very vocal. I have zero interest in fighting MVP. I have no interest. What interested me was being on the same card as Conor. Now, I have to say, like, I am grateful that MVP took the opportunity to take this fight. I am grateful he said yes. I am grateful he's going to show up and he is going to bring it. But I was grateful because it was meant to be on a Conor card. Now, I'm going out here to steal this show. I'm going out here to show the world just how good I am. If Conor's not here, there's every reason that I can be the biggest name on this card after this fight's done.
Have you heard from a lot of Irish fans that maybe didn't return their ticket and still flew out to watch Conor, but they're sticking around for you?
Listen, if the Irish say they're going to do something, they're going to go do it. So anyone that's booked their flights, anyone that's booked, do you think an Irishman's going, fuck it, I'll cancel my flight to Vegas, I won't go on a bender, I'll just cancel my shit and I'll stay at home? No fucking way. Every single person that bought tickets, that bought flights, they're all coming. They ain't turning away a weekend for a bender. So look, I am telling you, when we have, look, having me and Conor on a card would have been amazing. 2 horses in a race is always unbelievable, especially when one of them is Conor McGregor. I'm still here. I am still fighting, and I am flying the flag for my country and representing them on the biggest stage the world has ever seen. I am going to show up and show out on Saturday night, and the world's going to be left speechless.
You've also obviously been doing your past few camps at Shoot to Boxing down in Brazil. They're obviously historically known for these wild, brawls like Vanderlei, Shogun, and everything. MVP doesn't really present that type of fight.
I don't fuck with that either. I'm too pretty. I ain't getting hit that much, dude. I was pissed that Jeff Neal hit me a left hand and busted and blew up my lip. I was pissed. I was like, fuck, I look ugly in that. For me, I've said this, I've spoke to the guys. The Brazilians have a different aggressive energy. And when you look at Shogun, you look at Vanderlei, you look at all of the guys that came. There was one outlier, and it was Anderson Silva. There was one. Everyone else was almost exactly the same. Do you know what I mean? They all came out, they were going to run at you, not stop, and they all had phenomenal strike and phenomenal jiu-jitsu. I have traveled the world and learned from some of the best coaches and teammates and fighters on the planet. I am a sponge. I am basing myself out of my home now and shoot the box. But I will continue to travel the world because I believe I can evolve and grow and change this game from an athlete point of view by learning and having this knowledge. So I will take from shoot the box what I believe is elite and high and the best for me to add to my game, but I will not copy any one style on the planet. I will mold it and I will make it my own and I will become elite, and that's why I'll be one of the greatest to ever live.
What's it like sparring down there?
Okay, now I tell you what, dude, there's a guy fighting on Contender Series on August 22nd or 26th. His name is Marco Tullio. When I tell you he is one of the most frightening guys to stand across from, it's like I've head kicked him clean in the head and he ends up closer to me after the head kick. I don't know how it's possible. He just eats it, comes in, and I'm like, oh, fuck, this is going to be a horrible 5 minutes. So I watch out for him. He's a huge name. I guarantee he's already won on Contender Series, but he's absolutely going to go out here and get his UFC contract, and I'm telling you, he's going to be a star. His fight style is unbelievable.
And just last one for me. Can I get your thoughts on the main event between Yuri and Alex?
You want me to break it down?
The floor is yours.
Right. So I think we all understand how special Poatan is and the power he possesses. When you have that power, fights are just easy because you hit someone and they're out. I think Yuri needs to go out there and he needs to kick. He needs to kick to the body and he needs to kick to the head because Poatan has this lower guard because he likes to feint and lunge in with that left hook and be aggressive with that right hand. If Yuri kicks more to the hands and kicks more to the head, it means Poatan has to shut down. And that's the right style if Yuri perhaps got to have success. You need to put him in a box and make him open up. It's a lot harder said than done though, right? That's the way I would look at it if I was Yuri. Obviously, you could try to take him down, but I don't think that's how the fight's going to go. Poatan is one of the best kickboxers the world's ever seen. He has power for days, and he has technique. His calf kicks are unbelievable. His left hook is just dynamite. I really feel like he's awkward for everyone because of that. And truly, I think he scares the shit out of people when he stands across him and he's just like that stone. I just think it's such a tough fight for everyone in the division that he's going to win this one by a spectacular knockout. And I don't think anyone's going to be surprised by that.
Ian, over here. Where would a win, especially a knockout over MVP, he hasn't been knocked out since 2019, where would that put you in the division, in your opinion?
Probably 2 positions up because he's ranked number 13 in the world and he's not done enough to garner breaking up to the top 3. So I believe I'm going to be fighting for a world title in a year's time in Las Vegas, Nevada, International Fight Week. This fight obviously moves me up the ranks. I believe it will probably put me above Colby and Gilbert, and they might move Jack Della Maddalena up, and I'll be breaking into the top 5. I then feel like I have to go out and prove more against the guys who have dominated the division for so long. You've got examples of Usman and Colby. I believe I need to beat these guys before I step into the octagon for a world title because I need to prove that to me, to the world, and then go out and do what I do is dominate.
It seems like the one name who doesn't have an opponent right now is Shavkat Rakhmonov. Do you see that as a potential opponent with a win here?
Fucking right I do. 18-0 undefeated, 18 finishes. I'm game for that. I do believe that after Leon and Bilal, he's going to be fighting for the world title. I think he makes the most sense to be next. So me sitting here saying I'm going to fight him next doesn't make sense in my mind. But absolutely, that's a fight that's going to happen down the line. I think both me and him stylistically match up well. We sparred together. I mean, I've shared the cage with him in Killcliff, down training with Henry Hoof. I've sparred with him. I've learned with him. We've spoke. You know what I mean? He's a phenomenal fighter in every aspect of the game. I have nothing but respect for him. And to go out there and take his O and him to try to take my O, that's going to be a fight. I would love to do that for a world title. I would love him to get the world title and then for me and him to fight and take his O and take the belt.
Ian, right here down the middle.
What's up, pal? How are you? It's always good to see you again.
It is great to see you, man. I have a question. With Shootbox, is the reason you guys such a great fit because you're already blonde and you don't have to bleach your hair?
I've been telling them they all dye their hair blonde so they can have striking like me. That's what I keep telling them. And they all get annoyed. They're like, no, we did this for you. I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. You guys see my striking and you said we should dye our hair like him. Now, I feel like I have a very family-orientated lifestyle. I have a very passionate, caring emotion about me. And every single person that walks through that door has a very similar feeling. They have so much care. They love their training partners so much that they're all there to help them no matter what they're doing. I feel like they are just different. They are just different and their energy is amazing, and it's a pleasure and an honor to be a part of Shoot the Box as a team. To anyone at Shoot the Box who's listening, ci amo famiglia, ti amo junto.
I thought it was a crime that while the fans in Dublin were excited for Conor and Mike to get a press conference, that they didn't add you and MVP to the presser announcement. Is that what needs to happen when they rebook it?
I think it would be stupid not to. I think absolutely I should be there.
And then final question, you talked a lot about, the rankings and this and that. What would it prove to yourself to get a win over Michael Venom Page?
When I beat Michael, it's going to prove that my striking is just different. I'm just elite and I'm special, and everyone's going to be left going, he's a problem.
Just over here.
How are we?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. It's good to be here.
You spoke about the title picture. Obviously we've got the world title coming up in Manchester. How do you think it goes down between Belal and Leon?
I've been saying this for so long. I think Leon is so clean. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And when you don't make a lot of mistakes, it's hard to capitalize. He's so talented in all assets of the game. Obviously, I have trained with him and spent time with him, and he's phenomenal. He's phenomenally talented. I believe the biggest question mark for me in this is how has Bilal's training with Khabib and that Sambo style and that aggressive top pressure, how is that going to play into the title picture? If he gets him down, can he dominate and have that beautiful, beautiful onslaught of aggression that we've seen from the people like Khabib and Islam and Umar and Usman that they have, because it's sensational. So for me, I think it's going to be a Leon Edwards 25-minute decision. I think he's going to dominate and just try calculatedly decipher and decode Bilal's game. It's up to Belal to bring the dog out.
And in terms of your fight with MVP, he has a very unique style. So how do you prepare for someone like him?
If you try prepare for anyone else on the planet, you are going to fail, because you're going to spend so much time focusing on someone else's game, you are going to lose out on growth. Obviously, I assess and stylistically go, this and this and this will make sense to add to my game. But focusing on myself to become the best athlete I can be and the best fighter I can be is always plan A. Understanding what's going to work and what's going to be utilized in the fight, absolutely important. But focusing on entirely growing myself as a fighter, from cardio to strength and conditioning to speed to nutrition to striking to grappling to wrestling, and really just honing it all in, that's how you become one of the greatest of all time. We've seen GSP, we've seen John Jones. They don't have holes, and that's the main thing. If you want to be in that conversation, you need to be unbelievable in every asset of the game.
And talking about holes and his game, his style, how would you break down his style? Because he has his hands down a lot. What kind of openings do you see?
The hands down is so that you don't see the shots coming. A lot of people don't have a very good peripheral vision, especially when we're all doing this nowadays. We're all sitting here looking at our phones and swiping. It's hard to see so far. Another reason why when I go play golf, I don't have my phone. I'm looking so far. I can see a ball 350 yards away. I'm like, there it is. It's practicing. It's using your eyes. It's using the muscles that you see. It's everything. And for me, my eyes and my intelligence are the biggest thing that I have. My fight IQ is unmatched, I believe. And again, I have to prove that. So for me, I'll go in there and I'll just go off the cuff, see what happens, see what shots are there, and take advantage of them.
And when you look at the fight in your mind, how do you see it playing out?
I think he's going to be very patient and cautious. I use the example of MVP versus Douglas Lima, where in this where he went out, and in the first 2.5 minutes, it was a lot of feinting, a lot of moving, a lot of trying to get Douglas to open up or throw and respond. He only threw 2 shots. And I think he's going to respect me, and I think he's going to understand how talented I am, and he is going to come out with a similar style to that. And if he doesn't, I'm going to finish him even faster.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ian, just 2 quick ones. Just 2 quick ones.
How was that tan out in Brazil? Did you go eat in Brazil?
It was good.
Yeah, it was good, right? It's different.
It was good. So just going back to the fake Conor McGregor comments, he kind of expanded on it a little bit. He said he's the fake Conor McGregor. He's the BBL version. He called you BBL Garry. So do you have a nickname for MVP?
Dead.
Simple enough. And Kevin Holland actually spoke about his fight with him. And he said they talked afterward after the fight was over. And at his last fight, he was asked about it. He said, "What did you say to him?" He said, "Did he tell you guys?" No. He said he was kind of greasy, right? Kevin Holland compared him to trying to grab a wet bar of soap in the shower when he went to grapple with him. Mm-hmm. So when you hear things like that, when he might be greasy, what do you think about that?
What's he trying to imply there, out of curiosity? Is there a hidden thing he's trying to imply there without going all in? Hit me with that. What do you feel like?
I couldn't tell you. From what he told us, he said it was when he went to grapple MVP, he said it was hard to get a hold of the guy.
Well, yeah, he's like a fucking twig. He's skinny. He's going to slip out. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if he shaves his legs and stuff or he shaves his arms, but that makes it hard. Have you ever tried to grab a fish? It just slides out of your hand. When you get sweaty, that's why we see so many people shoot for takedowns early, because people are dry. The later on it goes in the fight, we see people slip off and end up in positions they didn't want to because they jump it and, oh shit, it's slippy. And a lot of people don't train with no tops on ahead of the fight. And I think it's ridiculous, because you need to put yourself in the exact position that you're going to be in the fight. Cup on, gum shield in, gloves on, let's go. So I haven't got an idea of what he's going to be like to grapple, because I'm going to strike with him and I'm going to punch the mouth off him. But I think I've been able to grapple everyone I've ever needed to grapple in training ever. And even when they're good at defending, you just keep going. So I don't think Kevin Holland has the greatest wrestling offense or jiu-jitsu offense. He's good off his back to a certain extent, and he's got great striking, but I'm different. I'm built differently. Appreciate you guys. Enjoy the